Hey, what's going on, Chads? Before we start, I just wanted to say I really appreciate y'all's support on the last video. It has absolutely blown my mind the number of people that have seen that video compared to all my other videos. That video has absolutely peaked at like every single video I've ever created, so I really do appreciate y'all for that. But anyways, these are the best killer perks for learning Dead by Daylight. Let's get right on into it. First up we have is Brutal Strength. Destroy drop pallets, breakable walls, and generators 20% faster. Now this perk is definitely good for learning Dead by Daylight, especially against gamers who just pre-drop pallets. This can be really good in catching up and ending chases faster. I think this is just a really good basic perk that can help you out when you're learning Dead by Daylight. Next up we have is Predator. Scratch marks left by survivors will spawn considerably closer together. Now I will say this perk isn't the best, but if you find yourself when learning killer that you're losing survivors fast, or while you're looping you're losing them, or your survivors are just playing really immersed and just running around wherever you aren't, this can really help you find them, especially if like you have some eyesight problems or whatever. I think this is just a really good learning tool to keep track of survivors. Other than that, if you don't have trouble with tracking survivors, I would not recommend this. There's definitely other perks that you can run, but just keep that in mind. If you feel like you're having trouble, do put this perk on. For a third perk, we have a Nurse's Calling. Survivors who are healing or being healed are revealed to you within a 28-meter range. A Nurse's Calling is just a really good perk. You really do want to keep people injured, especially newer gamers, because usually they feel like they have to heal or they're scared. So this can really cut down your gem pressure and help you get those quick downs and quick chases. That'll help you with your overall hook pressure and ending the game faster. Really good perk. Next up we have is the nataphobia. For each injured, dying, or hooked survivor, all survivors receive a penalty of 2% to repair, sabotage, and cleansing totem speed. If all 4 survivors are injured though, you receive an additional 12% penalty to all of those things. So in total that would be a 20% penalty to pretty much everything they do except heal. I think this is really good. It's kind of the same thing like Nurse's Calling, where keeping people injured can get you a lot of value, and this just rewards you for having people injured, and I think it pressures survivors to heal. So again, that means people are off of gens, and I think that's really what you need when you're learning how to play killer. Very good perk, really would recommend, especially with an anti-healing build. Next up we have an all-time classic BBQ and Chili. After hooking a survivor, all other survivors' auras are revealed to you for 4 seconds if they are further than 40 meters away from the hook. This is just really good for knowing where survivors are and knowing if they're on a gen or if they're just running around. This can just give you insta value, and I think it's just really good starting out. It's very basic, but this can help you, especially if you feel like you're lost and don't know where to find anyone. This just gives you insta value. Next up on our list is Fire Up. For each time a generator is completed, you gain a 4% speed bonus to everything: picking up, dropping, vaulting, damaging generators, breaking pallets, you name it. Now when you're starting out as killer, you're sometimes going to get rolled because you don't know whether to go pressure the gen or chase the survivor or who not to chase. I think this is just really good because whenever a generator gets done, you do everything faster, and it can just help you, especially when you're in a bad situation and you feel like you're just getting insta rolled. I think this just can help you stay in the game and really pressure down on the survivors, especially when people aren't expecting it. This can be really big. This can also throw off a lot of flashlight gamers because you pick up faster than usual. Usually people will mistime it and you can just get free pickups and they won't be expecting it. Really underrated perk. Definitely would recommend. Next up on our list is Surveillance. Any regressing generator will be highlighted in a white aura. If that regression is interrupted, the generator will be turned to yellow for 16 seconds. Also, noises created by generator repairs are increased another 8 meters. Really good perk, especially when you can't find anybody or you don't know where people are or which gens they're working on. This can really just help you. You just have to look at what color the generator is and you instantly know if someone's there or not. Really good perk for fighting survivors if you're having trouble. Next up we have an absolute giga chad perk, Spirit Fury. After breaking 2 pallets, the next time you are stunned by a pallet, the entity will instantly break the pallet. You will still suffer from the stun effect penalty though. Now before I even start explaining this perk, I definitely would recommend this perk with Enduring. Enduring makes your stuns 50% smaller. These two paired together will absolutely catch survivors by surprise, especially if they're not expecting it. Really good perk, especially if you feel like you're just getting stunned in the face 24/7. Really strong perk. Next up we have is Discordance. Any generator being repaired by 2 or more survivors is marked by a yellow aura. This is just really good for number 1, denying prove thyself, and number 2, knowing where 2 or more survivors are so you can pressure multiple people at the same time. Paired with killers that can get value off of getting multiple people injured, this perk absolutely goes crazy, and it's really just a good informational perk that can help you decrease your gen pressure. For our 10th perk we have Hoarder. Survivors reveal reveal their location when interacting with a chest or picking up an item within 64 meters of their location. Super underrated perk, especially if you have gamers that don't really like to sit on gens but more be immersed and look for chests and stuff like that. This can really help you out. I know from playing rank reset, gamers love chests. Anytime they see a chest, they will just go to it and insta unlock it, even if they have an item. This is also good paired with Franklin's, which can just help you out and knowing where gamers are, especially since gamers are usually greedy for their items. Super underrated perk and can get you a lot of pressure when you feel like you don't have any. Next perk we have is No Way Out. After hooking a survivor for the first time, No Way Out gains a token. Once the exit gates have been powered, No Way Out activates. Now if you hook nobody, the gates will be blocked for 12 seconds. But let's say you hook every survivor once, then the gates will be blocked for a minute. Huge perk for endgame pressure and finishing off those kills that you couldn't have within the game. Super underrated perk, and I think it low-key fell off because I haven't seen No Way Out in a while. Please bring this perk back because it can really help you with finishing off those kills if you haven't gotten any during the game. Next up, we have another Giga Chad perk, Lethal Pursuer. At the start of the trial, the auras of all survivors are revealed to you for 9 seconds. But anytime a survivor's aura is shown for a period of time, its duration is increased by 2 seconds. This perk is really good paired with other aura reading perks, and it's just really good for fast gamers like Blight or Nurse, since you can really catch up to gamers in the start and throw them off guard because they don't think they're on you already. Really good starting perk, especially if you feel like you can't find people in the beginning of the game usually, and usually a gen gets done if you can. Super good for applying pressure early game and getting those downs quickly. Last but definitely not least, Nowhere to Hide. Whenever you damage a generator, it reveals the auras of all survivors standing within a 24-meter range of your position for 5 seconds. Super good for those gamers that just hide around gens after they hear your terror radius. This can just help you find those little rat gamers that are hiding in a bush and help you secure hits that I don't think you would have secured since you didn't know where they were in the first place. Super underrated perk that I think people should keep playing with even though the gen kicking meta is dead. Super underrated perk, and this will get you a lot of value, especially if gamers like to hide. And that's it for this video. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, and I'll see you on the next one.